want a vision of the future, Winston. Imagine a boot stamping on a human face forever.
Hi everybody. So what's happened to Count Dankula, him being found guilty for being grossly offensive, for telling a joke, I believe is a massive gargantuan sweet corny shit all over free speech. So how best to make a statement? How best to stand in solidarity with Dank? Well, I got a dog. Yeah, you know where this is going. Maisie. Zikyle! No, she didn't do fuck all, obviously. I mean, I'm not going to teach my dog to do that because I feel oppressed now because of the whole Dankula situation. I don't want to go to prison. Wait, but that's what they want, innit? That's what they want. No, I ain't playing ball. I'm not being oppressed. Maisie Zikyle! But seriously, please don't arrest me.
So, Count Dankula found guilty for taking the piss out of Nazis. Got to love the United Kingdom, right guys? How long until stand-up comics with the wrong politics, or even the state-approved politics, are arrested for being grossly offensive? What is the point in a fucking society without freedom of speech and expression?
Congratulations, Scotland. The United Kingdom, whatever. You have actually surprised me. And you have prepared me for the future. From here on out, I'm going to censor myself in the proper way so that my videos will actually play in the United Kingdom. So, starting right now, I'm casting a censorship spell on myself. Enjoy, you dumb...
Yeah, watch! Who's this then?
Stuff you, my...
I'll do that for any more. You have absolutely no sense of humour, do you?
A blow was struck against the evils of comedy today. This human shitbag and, worst of all, Scottish man was found guilty of making crude jokes on the internet. And that joke going viral, which totally happened because he willed it. He is white, after all, and they can do that. Our boys didn't die fighting the Nazis for you to make fun of the Nazis, you fucking piece of shit. Thankfully, a great man took a stand against this grossly offensive joke, and as we all know, grossly offensive means murder, rape, explosion that killed thousands. Thank God we are fighting these important fights instead of going after criminals doing irrelevant things like murder or rape.
Well, this is obviously fucked, isn't it? The UK is now willing to criminally prosecute offensive jokes. And I don't think Australia's far behind. Just the other day, Christy Winters was kind enough to give me the heads up on this law, which can mean up to 3 years imprisonment for causing offence over the internet. I guess she's not such a bitch after all. And then there's our Racial Discrimination Act, which outlaws offending or insulting someone because of their race, colour, national or ethnic origin. And so much of my financial strategy depends on racism. Have a look at my piggy bank.
Count Dankula makes a joke and he's going to be seeing jail time. That's terrifying to me, that we're at that point where you can't just speak on. You think that like Scotland and stuff would be like more progressive, and it's just not. I thought it was going to be laughed off. I thought it had gotten blown up, and that it was going to be removed, and basically they were just going to look at it and just say this is silly and clearly it's a joke. But it's like humor is not, and satire and humor is just not seen in the court of law anymore. It's not seen in the public eye anymore. It's like if you make a joke, or if sarcasm is never picked up on. I constantly am battling with certain individuals on Twitter and on YouTube that dissect a joke and take the joke out of it and want to pick apart what I might have meant by it, or that I'm promoting a bad cause. And that seems to be what happened with Count Dankula, is that he basically got seen as he was promoting a bad thing, but the context was lost.
The judge, Derek Carroll, said that Meechan's joke mocking the Nazis was grossly offensive, indecent, obscene, and menacing. Well, I think it was grossly offensive that in Scotland, people like Meechan do not have the freedom of speech to mock the Nazis, but they refuse to address and hold accountable real violent extremists in their country for fear of being called racist. I find it indecent that they think it's okay to appoint a judge to determine what is or is not funny.
And rights aren't rights if someone can take them away. They're privileges. And if you read the news even badly, you know that every year the list gets shorter and shorter and shorter.
I mean, you could think it's a lame joke. You could think it's funny. You could think it's not funny. It's a joke. In the end, it's just a joke. But let's just look back into the past. Look at where freedom of speech comes from. And we've had hardship for hundreds of years trying to strive for freedom. But yet there was one thing that was never touched, even in feudal times in England. And that was the court jesters. The court jesters, they always had the right to say whatever they wanted. And they said it with impunity because that was their position. So if you're going to come here and attack comedians, you're doing something against freedom that wasn't even touched in the feudal ages.
Y'all are acting like you're sending away Nazi as an example of hate speech not being tolerated in the UK. But really you're sentencing a shitposting, not racist, everyday citizen for making an anti-Nazi joke. What does that say? Context, I don't give a shit. He's calling Nazis not cute? Well, I'll show him. I'll send him to prison. You know, it's almost like Hitler would be offended by people mocking him because his ideals are so not powerful. But oh well. Scotland, I know you're trying to set an example, but maybe get someone actually guilty of hate speech because you just made a man a meme martyr. Don't let your memes be dreams. This guy's not really racist, but he said some words. So let's get him. Let's get him, boys.
This whole scenario reminds me of an ancient Vulgothan proverb. Words are not axes, and the individual that can't distinguish between the two ought to have both thrown at him until they can tell the difference. This is about as retarded as equating the lethality of a butter knife to a bayonet. But don't worry, Dank. The entire beard-burying horde stands with you. You are not alone. We are with you to the last man, from myself all the way to our newest man, Kyle. Have you seen Kyle? How about you over there? Have you seen Kyle? Has anybody seen Kyle?
You'd break the law to punish the devil, wouldn't you? The prosecutor, the witch hunter, says, break it. He said, I'd cut down every law in England if I could do that, if I could capture him. And Moore says, yes, you would, wouldn't you? And then when you'd corner the devil and the devil turned round to meet you, where would you run for protection? All the laws of England having been cut down and flattened.
So let me get this straight. You could be a terrorist, jihadist, motherfucking grooming gang, you know, going around raping motherfucking kids and teenage girls and all that shit right there, and completely run roughshod. But God fucking forbid you make a goddamn joke with you and your girlfriend dog doing a little Nazi salute and shit like that, and you motherfuckers want to sit up here and get the PC dick in y'all ass.
Let it be known that on this day, March the 20th in the year of our Lord, 2018, the legal intellectuals presiding over the courts of Great Britain decided in their infinite and infallible wisdom
that some Scottish stoner with a YouTube channel and a pug was somehow a legitimate enough threat to the ever-delicate constitution of some unspecified individual's Semitic affiliations to convict him in a court of law. That this gentleman and this pug were attempting to essentially raise the Fifth Reich. This has been a legal blunder for which the UK holds full accountability in committing. Of that we can make certain. It shall not be forgiven and definitely will not be forgotten.
There's this guy named Dankula. One day he fell in love with this tiny little pug. He thought they would have some fun. One day he taught the dog to shake. It was one big mistake. The dog gave a seagull instead. Now he's in court wearing a suit because his pug gave a Nazi salute. Scotland, you're retarded.
This Dankula thing has me really upset. Comedy and free speech took a bullet to the skull that day, and it's very upsetting. This is absolutely terrible. Zell, what do you think about... Why are you jerking off?
I got new boxers today.
That doesn't answer my question, you fucking idiot!
I think the whole way through the trial, I didn't really believe that it would come to this. Like, it kind of didn't feel real that this was happening. I feel like people have made jokes similar to him in the past, and comedians have made far worse jokes than him, and comedy has always been kind of an open book, or it's felt like an open book in the UK. Yet this is the joke now that gets someone arrested. So I have to ask, why this? Why now? And where is this going? Where does this lead us? I'm genuinely scared of the precedent that this sets for comedy and free speech. Sadly ironic to me that a joke about a dog doing the worst thing that he could imagine, a Sieg Heil, a sign of one of the most authoritarian dictatorships in history, could be met with such insane authoritarian measures.
Thought crime was so insidious. It just creeps up on you.
So, I would do something light and funny, but I'm a Nazi as of like 5 minutes ago, so I'm not a big fan of humor. I gotta say though, I'm really jealous of you lawmakers over there in the UK. I mean, you have no idea how much this First fucking Amendment bullshit gets in the way of the persecution of my ideological opposition. You're not perfect, but you're on the right track. You've managed to sneak fascist laws right past your populace, you shit all over due process, and thanks to the time-honored tradition of English passiveness, the people don't do shit. They bend over and take it like peasants, haha! God, you'd make great Nazis. So forget what these other idiots say in this video. Maybe arrest a couple of them. I would have suggested that a long time ago if I knew you could just do that. I mean, here I was thinking you were some beta cup free society. So I just wanted to say to the UK government that I support you 100%. As a Nazi, Dankula's video massively and grossly offended me. He made a mockery of us and said we were the least cute thing. Do I look like the least cute thing to you? Look at my little pipe. It's adorable. Seriously, you should gas that fucker. You guys have gas chambers, right? I mean, if you're gonna drag these anti-Nazi fucks through the legal system with no jury of their peers and completely ignore any and all context to suit your political agenda, like any good fascist authority would, you might as well do it in style. Come on, just a little bit of gas. Maybe not enough to kill him, but like really fuck him up for life. Maybe give him brain damage or emphysema or something. A rash? Like a really itchy rash? It'd be a start anyway. Tell me I'm not cute. I am fucking cute. Anyway, keep it up, you beautiful hypocrites. You're an inspiration to Nazis everywhere. Also,
this is CNN Breaking News.
Hello, yes, in breaking news. Tonight, a fella by the name of Dank will now serve the rest of his life in prison. My name is Rory Sanchez, and joining me tonight is Eddie, Eddie, what's your last name? It's Vedder. Your name is Eddie Vedder. Yes, bro. Your name is Eddie Vedder. Yes, bro. Read the teleprompter. You know, there's a singer in a band called Eddie Vedder. What does he sing? Is he a country artist, bro? No, he's not a country artist. You know who Eddie Vedder is, though, don't you? Yeah, I know Eddie Vedder. He sings that song that goes, one trip over the bush. You think Eddie Vedder sings a song, One Trip Over the Bush? You know what? We're not doing this here. Breaking news, people. I've just heard that Count Dankula will be facing life in prison. We have footage of that now.
Sieg Heil.
No. We can't play that. We can't play that.
Okay, hello everybody. With all this
Count Dankula stuff that's happening, I thought about it a lot, and I think there's a right way and a wrong way to tell a good Nazi joke. For example, you know, Hitler wasn't such a bad guy. I mean, after all, he did kill Hitler. And that's an example of a good Nazi.
Hello, what's going on here then, mate?
Did you just kick my fucking door in?
That's not the issue. Did you just tell a Nazi-related joke in the British Isles?
Yeah, but I mean, it was a joke.
Was it now, Sonny Jim?
But yeah, look, I don't actually like Nazis or agree with what Hitler did. God, fuck!
Fucking
fuck!
Nazi! Stop! Stop! Stop!
Okay, officer, please, listen, just don't get me prison, okay?
Send you to prison, Sonny Jim.
What's that? What are you doing?
I'm gonna send you to fucking hell! Confiscating this for evidence.
Everyone is overlooking the fact that the Communications Act 2003, under which Count Dankula was found guilty, is UK-wide, not just Scotland. There is also a precedent going back to the Post Office Act 1935, which is to do with sending abusive letters through the post. It seems to me that Count Dankula is both a scapegoat and a catalyst. What is deemed grossly offensive is apparently objectively definable according to the law, and someone has now been found guilty of such a transgression. This case will be used to support others in the future, and that is a frightening notion. This is bigger than shitposting. Please consider this, and talk about it with as many of your friends, family members and colleagues that you can. We should not and cannot stay silent.
Don't let your memes be dreams. You better print that.